is George from Alarmingly. Everyone welcomed 2016 thinking it would be prosperous and blissful. But who knew there was a first shock in the beginning of 2016 lurking around, and the news that we got was the Chinese stocks crashed, the oil prices crashed, and the scrap market is down. This sent a real chill to the spine. Billionaire, financier, and investor George Soros very recently at the Davos Economic Summit made a very powerful statement and said that it is going to be a difficult year and the balance is on the downside. Well, on the contrary, we heard Professor Kenneth Rogoff, the economic professor and public from Harvard University, who's been very optimistic and who told that there's nothing to worry about, nothing to fear about. If you get panic, it could get more worse. But well, last week, as we look to the Indian domestic scrap market, we see that the metal prices, especially copper and aluminum, portrayed a minimal fluctuation. Now let's see about the daily scrap market price. Last week, copper mixed scrap witnessed 0.15% hike and ended at INR 333.5 per kilogram. Aluminium utensils scrap witnessed 0.87% hike and closed at INR 160 per kilogram. Aluminium wire scrap witnessed 0.79% fluctuation and closed at INR 127 per kilogram. Brass honey scrap witnessed 0.71% up and ended at INR 282 per kilogram. Now let's see about the Mumbai scrap market price. Last week, copper heavy scrap witnessed 0.27% increase and closed at 366 per kilogram. Copper utensils witnessed 0.59% hike last week and closed at INR 342 per kilogram. Brass utensils witnessed 1.10% hike and closed at INR 275 per kilogram. Brass sheet cutting increased by 1.45% and ended at INR 280 per kilogram. Now, let's see South Indian scrap market price. Well, number one, copper witnessed 0.32% down last Tuesday and again increased 0.32% on Friday and ended at INR 316 per kilogram. There was a fluctuation of 0.33% in number 2 copper scrap and ended at INR 301 per kilogram. There was also a fluctuation of 1.08% in number 1 aluminium scrap and closed at INR 93 per kilogram. There was again a fluctuation of 0.03% 0.40% in brass scrap and closed at INR 249 per kilogram. That's all about the Indian scrap market price. Well, you would ask me, so how will the markets behave in the next coming week or next few days? Well, all that I have to say, after doing a research analysis on the scrap market in the early period of 2016, even though we had a bad start in 2016, I would say the Indian scrap market is seeing an optimism, as there is a demand in the Chinese market. Is that the good news? Yes. You might say the market is volatile, unpredictable, and would continue to remain so for some time. Of course, it would be, but let's be optimistic and keep scrapping. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you.